I'm on page 7. I'm about 4 nights done.
What about
No,
you?
4 nights.
Jamie.
You know, most people just leave it down to halves, fractions, and maybe a third.
No, I'm sorry, 2 nights
Halves,
done.
fractions.
No.
Shut up.
Yeah, 4 nights.
Halves and maybe thirds. Maybe quarters. Jimmy goes to ninths. Well, if I was to convert it to decimal, I'd approximately. Right.
Where are you, Jim?
Page 6.
They're fresh. They're not sealed.
Michael, that's not rice, Michael.
Chug,
That's
chug,
Magnus.
chug, chug.
What is it? What is it really?
Nice.
You're lying.
No, I'm not.
I think you're up
I'm
there.
right here. God, look at him go. He just takes the whole damn thing.
Yeah, but he's not swallowing.
He spit it out that way. Not this way.
Down. Towards your crotch. Because that's not only funny, it saves everybody machinery. And drugs.
Inspiration for her? Would you mind bringing a brain for Jamie?
Aww.
A new one?
Oh, cool. Yeah, it's actually, I know exactly where my brain is. It's in that box.
Let's see the Wizard of Oz.
Pours in a cup, she about yay big, takes 2 sugars and some cream. I love you.
Punch me in the
Yeah,
stomach
right.
first. In the top.
You're such a sexy bitch.
Yes, it's the noise, it's the sound of success.
Why don't I hear that more often over
You
here?
already,
Take a good look at my face. I'm a sleepy Oriental.
Oh, the yellow humor.
It's malarial. Positively malarial.
Anything like this looks like such crap that I don't care anymore. I'm tired.
I don't want to eat food anymore. I don't like food anymore. I see a lot of new faces here at 24-Hour Comic, which means what? You have not been following rule number 1.
Okay, my guys, for some reason, like, turned into aliens.
Yeah, I saw that. I saw the cover.
Like, visually.
Just work it into the script.
$6.
We had an epiphany. All of a sudden, we were both aliens in a different time dimension.
What?
Just draw like their human faces being torn off.
Sure. Why not? Flatten layers. See if I'm here.
12 hours in. We called other stores to see how people were doing.
I am 7 pages in.
I am halfway through page 9. I have 9 pages of script.
Okay.
And I have 1 page which is about half inked.
Let's see what the pros had to say.
And about halfway through the evening, I'd say a third of them gave up, but they didn't go home. So they just kind of sat around, and there were these 2 chicks that were just like, "What's your favorite anime? Mine's Sailor Moon, so's mine, blah, blah, blah." And meanwhile, we're like trying to draw, and they're like, "I think that I like Survivor Marcellus, I like the All-Stars," and they just blah, blah. So we almost killed them.
So I sat down and I kind of let my mind just go. And where my mind went was basically I got dealt with what it's like to try to come up with something on the fly. I decided not to take time at the beginning to kind of work out the whole story. I would just do it a page at a time and have each page hopefully gain some kind of momentum. Well, the first page was just pure, it was this kind of funny, dreamy, warped cityscape with an avatar of myself flying through it. And as I searched and groped through the city of my mind trying to find an idea, that's what I ended up coming up with. And I let myself babble on the page, talking about creation, talking about going into my mind, what the hell was there, what could I find? And then at page 3, the funniest thing was I let my frustration, at that point it's about 3 or 4 hours in, and I let my frustration just be right there on the page. And I ended up going to a character in the Red Star, one of my favorite characters, the Red Woman, the kind of spiritual guide of the protagonist in the Red Star. and I had a conversation with her about my frustration. Since she'd been a spiritual guide to my characters for the last 5 years, she became mine for that page. And I did this big full page of her, and she said, just have fun. You know, making comics used to be really fun for you. It wasn't frustration. And it was funny because the last 5 years, not only writing and drawing the Red Star, but also having to do the business side of things. All of the realities of running your own company, the publishing, the distribution, dealing with paper costs and such and so forth. All those things had kind of drained a little bit of the fun out of the creative process for me. And I creatively reminded myself that for the next 20 hours or so, I could just have a great time. And from that point on, the story really begins.
Yeah, you want to know what? If your cash was with me, it wouldn't be so petty. It'd feel important.
Whoa, that's more than you.
I'll look at a piece for you.
Yes?
Brian.
Jimmy, you seem troubled.
Sorry?
You seem troubled.
I am. I'm a troubled boy.
Because when you're going through this, I would imagine that you hit like a wall at some point where you just like can't think anymore. And in a regular comic, you'd be like, all right, well, I'm just not going to think about it for a while. But in 24 hours, you don't have that time to not think about it for a while. Where do you find inspiration to keep it coming?
So when you need inspiration, he's the inspiration fairy.
We actually encourage a lot of people, if they worry, about, oh, how am I going to come up with a story? Randomize it. Just come up with some, like, for instance, you had offered Apples to Apples decks to some people where you can reach in, take a card, or open a dictionary to a random page.
This is how you operate the inspiration fairy.
Stick a quarter.
Don't beat yourself.
I hear that's how Dolly got ideas.
Having somebody else give you a title, or finding an old Dorling Kinsersley, picture book and pointing, with your eyes closed and saying, oh, it's a clock, it's a bicycle, it's an armadillo.
Hi, everyone!
It's the inspiration fairy.
Does anyone actually want to be inspired?
Inspire me, oh great one.
Inspiration's scary. Always has been, always will be.
I get a cat.
This one, that one's just cool. I was hoping.
Come on. Outstanding. My respect to you. Just went out to mention
And so the Inspiration Fairy fluttered away to return next 24-hour comic day.
I am Scott McCloud, as it says here.
And how old are you?
I am 11 years old. Okay, I've done 3 24-hour comics. I am technically the youngest person to ever do one. It's people. I fight about it, but I say that I am the youngest person to ever do one. Well, when I was 9, I'm pretty sure I did my first one, and it was about a couple of dogs who were trying to save the world. At least I think that was what it was about.
The first one she did, it was during summer vacation. She said, Dad, I want to do a 24-hour comic. And I was like, well, honey, that's a lot of work. Are you sure? And I'm thinking she'll get 2.5 hours and get bored. She said, no, I'm going to do it. I'm going to do it. And she did it. And she got it done in about 22 hours. She only had a tiny bit of sleep. It was the day we bought a PlayStation. And she still was not going to be distracted. Yeah, okay, play again.
Then my second one was about a ghost it was a good ghost, but he was the father of the people in the house, and they were trying to talk to him. And then my third story was about the reincarnation of a girl. Well, it was actually because Robin, who is probably you will see interview or have already, did a 24-hour comic, and I thought, you know what, I should do a 24-hour comic. So I did, and it was fun.
Back at Wild Pig, things are moving along.
Dragon Ball Z is like watching football.
I will not watch that show.
Somebody made me watch that. I dated the guy who watched it.
The show? Sorry?
Dragon Ball Z. One of the guys.
Do you want to know somebody?
Did.
I sat and watched an episode, and at the end of the episode, I looked at the person who told me to watch it, and I was like,
I'm going to kill you now.
Am I correct in assuming that the only thing I just watched was 15 minutes of a fight?
It's just like football. Just like football.
I'll watch pro wrestling. Religious. But.
And when he says religiously, he does mean it. I mean,
like every Tuesday, you will see half of these people at my house. Every Monday, rather.
We sacrificial goats.
We follow the green one, and until you will understand that you'll never be allowed in.
Okay, that's enough of that.